Hey guys, this is Mr. Miracle here, bringing you a domination gameplay on the map. Carrier with an AN-94. But that's not what this is about. I was just here to talk about tips and tricks, I guess, on how to get a little better at Call of Duty, or just get like a better KD and not die as much, pretty much. I know there's people out there that have been dying a lot more than they probably should be and probably don't really like it. So I'm just gonna share what I know about it and kind of how I play. So one of the biggest things, first things first, is you can see in this video, I do it a lot, is I stay mostly towards the outside of the map. Unless I'm gonna go and try and capture the B flag, which I only do if I know it's good and set up that I won't die. And I just try and stay on the outskirts of the map and try just staying on the outside and like looking around corners and stuff. You don't want to just run around a corner blindly. That's how you lose a lot of gunfights, just because you can't shoot them fast enough. Like, you can hip fire, but especially with an assault rifle, it's not going to work that great, depending what you're going up against. And next is, well, talking about not going into the middle, is you can probably see most of my deaths are when I'm semi near the middle or someone from the middle, and it gets really annoying. And that's why I don't go in the middle that much, and I don't have a lot of deaths this game, and I have more kills, because most of the time, pretty much always, Call of Duty isn't going to spawn people in the middle of the map. So if you just kind of keep running around, you'll get near their spawns at least and catch them running towards the middle of the map or around it, and that's how you get some more kills. Also, you want to like get an EMP or concussions, like right there, and just kind of throw them before you run into a room, just so you know that they're there. The reason I use EMPs and not concussions or flashbangs is because EMPs, when you throw it at them and you hit them, their UAV is temporarily out, so if there's someone in there, they won't necessarily know where you're shooting from unless they saw the EMP fly in, which will be much better, and anyone close enough to try and kill you will have their UAV most likely taken out, or not their UAV, their minimap. Next is, you want to, with the classes that you set, you want to make sure you have the right perks for it. Like, you don't want to go running around with a class with fast hands that you don't really have a secondary on, or something that you won't want to be throwing fast enough, because fast hands is so you can switch and throw like shock charges and tomahawks faster, and you really don't need that if you're going to be using attacking classes, and especially if you don't have a secondary. Like in this class, I just have an AN-94, and my secondary is just a knife. I don't ever really need a time for secondaries unless I'm majorly out of ammo, which most of the time doesn't happen. That's why I have scavenger, and like, it just helps a lot more to pick perks that you need. Like, a really good one, if you're going to be rushing or using an assault rifle or submachine gun, is toughness. Toughness, it helps when if you don't know what toughness does, most people do, is when you're getting shot, you don't have as much kick, so you can stay on target while you're getting shot and shooting, which means you'll have a better chance of killing the person, and you'll get more shots on. Next is, you want to have map awareness. This kind of goes with the first one, but you want to know where the enemies are. You can't just go rushing into their spawn on your own unless you have something. Like, if you sneak into their spawn, after you kill one or two of them, they're going to realize and turn around. Use your teammates as bait, pretty much. I know it sounds kind of harsh, but let your teammates go in there first. If they die, then it's probably not too smart of an idea to run in there. Wait until another teammate comes, or flank them, go around it. When you're like trying to get a teammate to go, you can even talk to them, but most of the time, if there's a teammate near, they're trying to get kills, so they're going to try and rush. Also, right, this is somewhat of a good example. You can tell how I don't get a lot of kills while I'm in the middle. Most of my kills are when I'm outside. I get a couple here, but not a lot. Like, I think that's my third or fourth one right there, and it doesn't help. Also, when you're staying around the outside of the map, you have more chance. You can jump on flags. Okay, and to go with that, the next tip is you don't want to necessarily, like, this is a really bad example right here, but unless there's no one near, you don't want to stay on the flag. Let your teammates get most of the flag and just kind of jump onto it right as it's about to be captured. Except for maybe B. Like, you want to jump onto it, but don't jump onto it just to get points, because you have a really good chance of ending up dying. If no one has captured B yet, or even if someone has, that's one of the main goals of the other team. If you have B and they don't, they're going to try and get B. B is a big advantage. It gives more spawns to the team who has it, and less options for the team who doesn't have B to spawn in just their one flag, so like C or A. This way, when you have B, you can more, I wouldn't say spawn trap, because then they can start spawning on the other side, but kind of like what me and this other teammate is doing, except for that. We're kind of sitting near their spawn and just waiting for them to run by, which is working pretty good. That's what I did in the first half of the game too, is sitting over near C where they were spawning, and I just picked off a lot of them. Also, another thing to think about is when you're gonna reload, don't just reload any time. Like, if you have, say, 6 shots in your gun left, if there's more people around you, save it. 6 shots, depending on the gun, you can still kill them or at least hurt them. When they're hurt, you can reload, get behind cover and reload. But save your shots. You don't want to just go around, shoot a person, and then reload unless you know they're not there. Like, kind of like that. I could have reloaded, but it had a good chance of getting me killed because I would have been distracted. And also, if you're going to reload, you're going to want to somewhat get behind cover, at least. Not too much, or get behind your teammates. That works too, because there's not as much. The person's not going straight for you, and your teammates can kind of block them off instead of you ending up and dying, which obviously don't want. So, next is you want to set good streaks. Like, don't go and set high score streaks just because you might be able to get them. In this gameplay, I'm using small score streaks. One part is because I can get a lot of them over and over, and second is it's just fun to use smaller streaks sometimes. Use streaks that you're going to get at least once a game. If you don't get your top streak once in that single game, you should definitely change it. Like, if you get it every, let's say, once in a while, like every maybe one game, and then you don't get it, and then you get another game, you should switch your streaks. Don't go for high streaks just because they're good and they're not the greatest. They can help, but they only help when you get them. They don't waste your score streak slot on something that you're not going to use. Pretty much, that's what I'm trying to say. And that's pretty much all for today, guys. I'll see you in my next video, and see you later. We were very close to making a comeback. And bye.